A second after I rushed into her room, both my father and Sabrina rushed in as well. What the hell happened in here?
Seth attacked me. He tore my clothes off and was trying to force himself on me. He touched me all over and made me touch him, and he was about to rape me. Please keep him away from me.
What? That isn't true. I was just in my bedroom when I heard her scream.
Seth, how could you? This is beyond terrible. I'm calling the police.
I swear I didn't do anything. Dad, you have to believe me. I swear that I would never do something like this. She's lying. My father was stunned and silent. I knew that he wanted to believe me, but Emily was very convincing, and he didn't know who to trust. But in order to please Sabrina and act right according to her, my dad punched me several times. Minutes later, police showed up and dragged me down to the police station for questioning. They grilled me for hours about what happened, but wouldn't let me answer their questions with more than just a yes or no answer. Hi everyone, my name is Seth, and I wish that I could say that I was going to share with you a happy story, but what I am going to tell you is a cautionary tale. I had no idea that such things could happen to someone, and honestly, I'm just grateful with how things eventually worked out. Let me start off by saying that my mother passed away when I was very young, and I barely knew her really. My father had taken her passing quite hard, and for many years, he hadn't even thought about dating. But when I was 18 and getting ready to apply to colleges, he decided that it was past time for him to start looking for someone. And sure enough, after a few months, he began dating Sabrina. Sabrina was a pretty nice person, a bit hot-headed, but I thought she was a good match for my father. Her daughter Emily, however, was a bit of a brat. She was 15 and felt very entitled. The first time that we met, I knew that we wouldn't get along well. Sabrina and Emily came over to our house for the first time, and I was showing Emily around the house when she showed me just how entitled that she actually was. Hi Emily, welcome to our home. So this is my room, and you'll be staying just down the hall in the room across from the bathroom.
It smells weird in here.
Sorry about that. I like to burn incense from time to time.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, is this your laptop? I need to borrow it.
Sorry, but I need it for schoolwork. In fact, I need to work on a school project right now. But you can use the family desktop out in the living room if you want to get on the internet.
Why can't you just let me use this one? I don't want to sit out in the living room.
Well, because I need it right now for school. There's software on it that the desktop computer can't run.
Ugh, whatever. Selfish prick.
I was so confused by her reaction, but I just figured that things were still really new and probably a bit uncomfortable for her, so I just let it slide. But that was only the first sign that something wasn't right. After all, they were supposed to spend a couple weeks at our place, and that was a very long time for them to be away from their home. A couple of days later, I got home from visiting a friend and was going to work on my laptop when I couldn't find it anywhere in my room. I searched everywhere, and then went to ask Emily if she had seen it around the house. When I walked in her room to talk to her, I found her using it. Hey, I thought I told you that you couldn't use that. Please don't take my things without my permission.
Oh, whatever, loser. It's not even truly yours. Your dad probably bought it for you, therefore it belongs to the family.
No, I bought that laptop with my own money from my part-time job. But even if I didn't, you aren't family, at least not yet. Our parents are only dating, they aren't married. I reached out and grabbed my laptop away from her, and she screamed at the top of her lungs, which alarmed Sabrina and my father, who came rushing into the room. What's going on in here?
Seth stormed in here and punched me in the stomach because I borrowed his laptop for a few minutes. Why did you do that? It really hurt.
I didn't do anything. I just came in here to find my laptop. She asked to borrow it, and I had told her no, so I just came to get it back. I swear I didn't lay a hand on her.
Well, this sounds like a big misunderstanding, but it had better not happen again. The two of you need to get along and behave like adults. And Seth, I'll keep an eye on you. I want to believe you, but Emily has never lied to me before.
I felt like I had lost my mind. How could Sabrina believe Emily over me? After all, Emily didn't have a mark on her, but I was still the bad guy. After that, I started avoiding any interaction with Emily at all costs, but she wouldn't leave me alone. The next day, she casually walked into my room with a devilish smirk on her face.
Your room is almost twice the size of mine. I think we should switch rooms.
Why would I do that? You don't live here. You'll only be sleeping here for another week, so why would I switch rooms?
It's in your best interest to switch rooms. I can promise you that. And if you don't, then I'll make sure that you regret it.
After that, she stormed off. After what had happened the previous day, I knew that I would need to be careful around her. something told me that she was incredibly unstable and vengeful. In order to protect myself, I bought myself a few cameras and linked them up to my laptop, so that as they recorded, they sent their recordings to the laptop. I had bought a camera for my room that I hid on my bookshelf, a body cam that looked like a button that I made sure to pin to my shirt each day, and another that placed in the hallway outside my room. It was a bit of overkill, I know, but there was no way that I was going to be accused of something I didn't do without having the evidence to prove that I was innocent. At least that was the plan. The next day, I could tell that Emily was upset with me for refusing to swap rooms. She kept passing by my room and glaring at me. Part of me figured that she wanted me to confront her and talk to her, but I was not leaving the safety of my room. Suddenly, I heard her scream out in pain and start crying up a storm. I rushed out of my room to find her in her bedroom on her bed. She was half naked, and the little clothing she had on was torn and in shambles. A second after I rushed into her room, both my father and Sabrina rushed in as well.
What the hell happened in here?
Seth attacked me. He tore my clothes off and was trying to force himself on me. He touched me all over and made me touch him, and he was about to rape me. Please keep him away from me.
What? That isn't true. I was just in my bedroom when I heard her scream.
Seth, how could you? This is beyond terrible. I'm calling the police.
I swear I didn't do anything. Dad, you have to believe me. I swear that I would never do something like this. She's lying. My father was stunned and silent. I knew that he wanted to believe me, but Emily was very convincing, and he didn't know who to trust. But in order to please Sabrina and act right according to her, my dad punched me several times. Minutes later, police showed up and dragged me down to the police station for questioning. They grilled me for hours about what happened, but wouldn't let me answer their questions with more than just a yes or no answer. Finally, I demanded that I be given a lawyer, and that gave me a chance to breathe. As soon as my lawyer came into the room, I told them that they needed to get me my laptop as it had proof that I hadn't assaulted Emily. They asked what I meant, and I told them about my camera setup and that I had been recording all day. As luck would have it, the laptop was taken in as evidence, and my lawyer was allowed to review it and the footage that was on it. It showed that Emily had been lying and that I hadn't been anywhere near her. With the evidence that I was innocent, the police let me go and I was allowed to return home. As soon as I did, I showed my father and Sabrina the same footage, and the two of them apologized profusely, but that wasn't nearly enough. My father kicked both Sabrina and Emily out of the house. It hurt, since Sabrina hadn't really done anything, but there was no way that my father was going to allow Emily to stay in our house, let alone in our lives anymore. She had already falsely accused me twice of hurting her, and there would not be a third time. For the first time in weeks, I felt comfortable in my own home, and my father begged me to forgive him for bringing that crazy person into our lives. Of course, I accepted his apology. After all, it's not like he knew that she was crazy. After that, I posted my story and pictures of Emily on my social media accounts. The story went viral, and people all over the country knew about what she had tried to do. There were even a few people that commented on my posts, saying that she had done similar things to them as well, and had gotten them in trouble all because they had pissed her off. So, from what I heard since after my post, she had been kidnapped and have actually been sexually assaulted. Unfortunately, the guys have not been caught, and now no one believes she's saying the truth, due to her false claims before. Now, years later, I am in my last year of college, and I couldn't be happier. If I hadn't been paranoid and gotten all those cameras though, there's no telling how differently things could have turned out. My father is dating someone again, but she has no children of her own, and I am happy to say that we get along very well. I truly do hope that she and my father end up getting married, as they make each other very happy. I'm not sure whatever happened to Sabrina, but I doubt that she has had an easy life having a crazy woman for a daughter. I have heard from several people that know her that she has had a very difficult life. No one wants to hire her as they are afraid that she will make up lies about them or their employees and cause drama. Plus, no one wants to date her as they don't want to be falsely accused of assault. From what I hear, she is quite the lonely and miserable person, and after what she tried to do to me, I find it very hard to have any sympathy for her at all. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and leave a comment down below saying I subscribed, and we will try our best to reply to your comment.